It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Oh, I forgot the bell, but Freddie is off for the next few days. So we decided to take this opportunity on the midday show to go women wellness style. I guess it is. We've got some friends joining me today. I've got Tammy Hernandez and Karen Sierra Velez, and Pamela Chanel David's going to be joining us from San Francisco, and Jasmine's joining us. We're going to talk about all things that we never get to talk about on air, have some fun, and maybe from a fresh women's perspective. And wow, do you fully have the gamut here? And Gizmo's joining us also. So happy Thursday, everyone. I know it's November. We're getting ready for the holidays and the holiday season. And I guess this is the little lull before it gets really crazy and everyone gets deep in what they're doing for the holidays and families. And it gives us a nice chance to sit back and enjoy and kind of just have the conversations that we never get to have because we're always interviewing and doing what we do. But it's kind of a nice little intimate group we have here. A lot of different generations. I'm the old lady in this group. I'm actually, God willing, going to be a grandma by the end of this weekend. So I'll keep you posted on all of that. For all of you that have been following my life, my daughter-in-law and son are due to have a baby in the next few days. So by Monday, I'll keep you all posted and have a beautiful little girl, granddaughter girl. I'm done with that. This body is done doing all of those things, but karmically and full circle moment, it is pretty spectacular what God brings forward. All right, so ladies, I don't know if Chanel's on yet, but we wanted to talk, and I know Jasmine's got some questions, but I saw this post today, which is kind of funny to get us started. This man and his woman, they've been married for like 73 years, and he says to his wife, when we got married, do you remember we slept in a pull-out bed, we had no money, we ate from a box, we couldn't afford anything, we had a broken down car. He goes, and now, 73 years later, we've got an $800,000 house, a new Mercedes. Oh, and the beginning was, and I had a 23-year-old hot wife. And now I've got a woman who I've been married to for 73 years that isn't a 23-year-old hottie anymore. And she says to him, the wife says, well, tell you what, you can find yourself a 23-year-old hottie, and I'll make sure you go back to having an old car, no money in the bank, and sleeping on a pull-out bed. So the power of it was kind of like not a women empowerment, but kind of funny to get this whole conversation started on what we're doing. Yeah. But a lot of different things. And Tammy, you were on a podcast, not in the studio, on another one down in Miami. That's got tremendous ratings.
Yes.
Tammy's the host of Tammy Time that you can view here on Monday evenings at 8 o'clock, as well as on South Florida Oldies on the radio. So Tammy is an influencer by all means of everything. You are on multiple platforms, incredible numbers on social media as your business of what you do. Yes. So people want to interview you. They want your numbers as well.
Right.
You went to South Miami on Brickell Monday, a very cold night.
Freezing, very freezing.
For a podcast that I would think would be conversational, but yet not.
Yeah, it was different. I apparently have never watched their podcast, didn't know what it was. I was told that by Jazz that I was going to get roasted because that's what they do to women on there. So it was Beast and Fit or Fit and Beast. It was interesting what they think about women and how little they value their opinions.
Okay, so do you think this is production, like business, like people see you painting doors, or do you think this is truly their intent?
It's truly how one of the hosts feels, and yeah, he thinks he's very, 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 very smart. I labeled him as a generic Andrew Tate. Or a knockoff one.
They're laughing over there.
Well, that's what he looked like to me. That's what he just reminded me of. Not dressed as well as Andrew does, so a generic one, like a knockoff.
What were some of the questions they asked?
Well, they said that going back to when they had arranged marriages, that the reason why they were created was because women are too stupid to pick our own husbands.
All right, so you go through this podcast, so this is one of the questions. How did it make you feel, and what did you say?
I said, well, they didn't say that. They didn't ask us questions about that. That was just a clear statement.
Wow.
And they think that if you're with a man who has money, the man should just be able to cheat on you, and you should accept it because he's supporting you. And so I told them point blank, I'm at a different point in my life because I've already had my kids, have grandkids. And their comment is, well, that makes you less attractive to men, because they put everything into a box, and they're putting me in a category with 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds who are still trying to do those things.
I can't even believe that these are still conversations. Let me know when Chanel's on, because I'm sure Chanel would love to chime into this conversation.
But
all right, so you're of a young generation.
Yes.
You have a boyfriend. Can you imagine even dating a guy that would even say things like that to you?
I would never. My dad has raised me to be like a very classy woman, you know, to know my my worth, you know. It's very important as a woman to know your worth, because a man can, if you're not confident in yourself, a man can like put you down, and I don't stand for that.
So how about you?
I was also in like a bad marriage before, and all the tragedies that I survived, I don't let a guy talk down to me anymore, because you when you're vulnerable, they want to take advantage of you. And then when you're like strong and beautiful, they're like, oh, I want you back. But for me, I think it's too late. Like, once you see true colors in a negative form, you should remove yourself.
So that's my next question. So someone does something that you just know in your gut.
Well,
It's not right.
It was interesting because there were 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there was 8 girls on the panel. I, of course, was older than the 2 hosts and all the other girls. So these girls just placated and said what these men wanted to hear. Like, they didn't have an opinion on particular things. There was the one sitting right next to me who was engaged, who actually said that she irons her fiance's clothes. Who the hell irons your fiance's clothes these days? They have dry cleaning for that.
Back in the day, I never ironed, but I've really become very adept at using the dry cleaner. But maybe that's because we work full time, and there are certain things of prioritizing your time and your partner's time.
I could understand steaming.
Right?
Like, sometimes you need to steam your dress when you pull it out of a closet, but to actually say she flexed her fiance a little bit more than I thought she needed to. And the thing is that if you all are in such a healthy, happy relationship, why was he in bed at 10 o'clock at night hungover from the night before partying?
How did the podcast end? You were not happy.
I said, when they asked me what did I think about the podcast, I said, well, it was different. I didn't get roasted as bad as I thought I would. I said, I'd never heard of you all before, never watched your show before, so didn't know what to expect. Versus the other women on it, they watched the show. They were fangirls.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got Pamela Chanel David, the host of The Reinvented Life, joining us from San Francisco, I think. More to come. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by 2 friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Looking for bold, authentic flavor? Step into Bramer's Brazilian cuisine, where the vibrant taste of Brazil meets your favorite American classics. From savory churrasco to juicy burgers, every dish is made with passion. Hosting a party or a special event? We cater all occasions with incredible food that leaves a lasting impression. Our Boynton Beach location offers generous seating with a separate dining area for bigger parties. Come visit us in person today at 1035 Gateway Boulevard, number 201, Boynton Beach, Florida, 33426. Contact us by phone at 561-272-6377. Enjoy the Brazilian taste. Enjoy the Bramer's taste.
Imagine this. A loved one, a son or a daughter, has just suffered from a life-threatening accident. They're transported to a state trauma hospital, and despite being in the care of professional physicians, they tragically pass away due to preventable medical errors. As if this was not tragic enough, then finding out that legal statutes in the state of Florida devalue your loved one's life to zero. This is what we are fighting against. Come join Edward Salazar as he discusses the issues surrounding free kill laws and how to resolve them. Catch The Fight Against Free Kill Laws with Ed Salazar on Monday, 5 p.m. on all social media. Learn who we are and join our cause today.
Do you remember the music of the 50s and 60s?
You better eat all your dinner, and you better be good in school, or you could end up
The
in a
songs
zoo.
that made you dance, laugh, and fall in love?
You know you could be better than a slimy fish.
The
That's
family,
all
the
wet,
food, the
gonna
fun,
get
and
caught,
the memories that
gonna
came
be
with that.
somebody's dinner.
Relive those golden days with Peter Tracy on PHT Live, where music and memories come alive. Like and subscribe today at PHT Live on YouTube and get entered to win a free t-shirt. Plus a chance to meet Peter live in studio. PHT Live with Peter Tracy, bringing back the good vibes.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
This Day in History is brought to you by Oldies Radio.
(1927). The Holland Tunnel connecting Manhattan to Jersey City opens at midnight to thousands of cars, waiting to drive through the world's longest underwater vehicular tunnel. Earlier that day, some 20,000 pedestrians walked the entire 9,250-foot length. On November 13, 1979, in the middle of a game at the Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, Philadelphia 76ers center Daryl Dawkins leaps over Kansas City Kings forward Bill Robinson and slam dunks the basketball, shattering the glass backboard. The result, according to people who were at the game, was a sound like a bomb going off in the middle of the court. Shards of glass were everywhere. They nicked Robinson all over his legs and arms and gotten stuck in Dr. J's afro. It wasn't really a safe thing to do, Dawkins said later, but it was a Daryl Dawkins thing to do. Near the end of a week-long national salute to Americans who served in the Vietnam War, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial is dedicated in Washington, D.C., after a march to its site by thousands of veterans of the conflict. The long-awaited memorial was a simple V-shaped black granite wall inscribed with the names of the 57,939 Americans who died in the conflict, arranged in order of death, not rank, as was common in other memorials.
This Day in History is brought to you by Oldies Radio.
Today, Nintendo and Universal Pictures released a trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and Jack Black returns as Bowser. At the start of the trailer, it shows that Bowser became a miniature after eating a mini mushroom. Another thing to note about the movie is that Chris Pratt and Charlie Day both return as the Mario Brothers, showcasing their heroic aura. These legends are also joined by Anya Taylor-Joy and Keegan-Michael Key, who return as Princess Peach and Toad, respectively. I'm eager to see more awesome moments with Princess Peach, like the ones teased in the trailer. We also have 3 new characters, but only 2 of them have confirmed voices. Benny Safdie and Brie Larson are confirmed to play Bowser Jr. and Princess Rosalina. I hope we learn who Bowser Jr.'s mother is, and I love Rosalina. At one moment, she is an all-powerful goddess, and at another point, she's a soft, nurturing mother. I love 3-dimensional characters. We don't know who is going to voice Yoshi, but if I had to pick, I'd say Kevin Hart. Wicked was the 6th highest grossing movie of 2024, making around $755 million worldwide. The 2025 sequel, Wicked for Good, is projected to make somewhere between $800 and $900 million, both minimum and maximum being in the millions to most people. Some people say that it could be a billion-dollar movie, and honestly, after seeing how big the first movie was, that's not really outside of the realm of possibility. Some examples of billion-dollar movies this decade are Spider-Man, No Way Home, Top Gun, Maverick, Jurassic World, Dominion, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Super Mario Bros. Movie, Barbie, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Seeing Wicked for Good end up on the list of billion-dollar movies of the decade won't really shock me. People loved the first movie, and they'll probably come back to see the new one along with a crowd of new people. They also plan on re-airing the first movie in theaters.
Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe Midday Show on this Thursday. We've got the ladies in the house. I've got Tammy and Karen and Jasmine joining us, and we've got our very good friend and host of the Reinvented Life show joining us all the way from California, Pamela Chanel Davis. So let's bring her over, open up this conversation for women empowerment and all the things that I guess people assume we do, but we don't do. I don't know, a whole lot of judgment going on. Hey, Chanel, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you all?
I am great. I feel like between Chanel and Fendi and Louis Vuitton, we sort of have the designer market covered here. We've got Gizmo represents Fendi down there. Welcome back to, how many seasons is this for the Reinvented Life?
Going into my 6th year.
That's incredible. Wow. That's incredible.
Amazing.
How are you feeling?
Okay. Today's the day. I just look at each day with some improvement is a good one. So.
All right, so we've got Jasmine. Jasmine is one of the new producers here, so she's been working hard and putting some questions together for the ladies. So, all right, Jasmine, up to you.
All right. What's one piece of advice you could give your younger self and why?
All right, Tammy.
You want to start?
Not to worry about other people's opinions.
That's a good one. Did you, when you were growing up, because you had a busy childhood, did you worry about that, or was part of your upbringing, because you were in Key West, it was more laid back? Was it a different feel?
Yes, it's a different feel, but my parents always said, don't worry about other people's thoughts and to treat everybody how you want to be treated.
So you were raised that way?
Yeah.
You kind of just do what you want, and you don't really worry. You do what you want, what works for you.
Yeah, and I don't judge people.
How about you, Karen?
I would tell myself, you're strong, you're beautiful, keep on going. So, the little girl inside me, I know she yells and screams sometimes, but she's also taught me all these like talents and stuff that I've from my life experience that I've gotten. So yeah, I would just motivate my inner child.
All right, Chanel, to you.
Well, I would say along the same line, learn to value yourself or even more than others. I think value that we tend to push aside when it comes to ourselves ends up to be such a haunting sort of.
You know what's interesting is I sit here and I know a little bit of everyone's backstory here, right? Nobody else knows. On the other side of this camera, everyone thinks everything is perfect, right? They look at you, they're judging what everybody looks like on the outside. But I sit here with this knowledge of your history, a little bit of your history. I'm learning Jasmine's history, plus my own. And yet, as women, we don't talk about it. And when we do, they're like, is it okay to talk about this? Is it okay to share this health issue or what we're going through? And I feel like it's almost part of my mission and the gift of having the platform is to share as much as we can, because I think all the other women and people out there should know that even on this side of the camera, we're just human. We're just women, mothers, sisters, daughters, wives,
Friends.
ex-wives, whatever we are. We all have a story, and to judge based on what anybody looks like or that their life is perfect, whatever it is, it's not, because we all sit here with a past that has brought us here for whatever reason God's will has brought us here. Does that resonate with you, ladies?
Yeah, it does. Like, I tend to brush off negative comments, but I don't judge. And people, and that's why a lot of my content, I just, I won't have on makeup on some of it. I don't do redos. It's just is what it is, because if I make a mistake, oh, well, everybody does.
And I think what I would tell my younger self, I have to answer the question, right? is that it's all going to be okay. Don't panic over the small stuff, because ultimately God's got this, and it's all going to be okay. When I look back, even on the things when I was, buying food at the dollar store because I had to send my kids to sleepaway camp and we were trying to save money. But that's part of the journey, right? That's part of what we go through in life on the priorities. And it's all going to be okay. And that's what I try to tell my kids and myself as I'm going through other panic attacks. It's all going to be okay.
It's amazing how you yourself can be your own hero, and you can strengthen your values, strengthen your morals, strengthen your responsibilities, and you just shine a better light.
And Chanel, you've been going through a lot of health things, and yet here you are showing up for 6 years later.
Well, I think what's mentioned is showing up as your authentic self. And even after years and years of writing a book called The Reinvented Life, you're doing a show with all of you. I think that we're really always.
You know what, Chanel, I'm going to have you log out and log back in because I keep losing your audio every other word.
Okay.
So log back out, log back in, and then we'll bring you back in because I want to hear what you have to say.
You realize I didn't know what sleepaway camp was till I moved up here.
Sleepaway camp?
Didn't know what it was till I moved up to the mainland, because we don't do that in Key West.
You don't do that in Key West.
No.
And the things that you do for your kids as a mom, different things that we do for our kids, and we just do as women. And I'm sure men do also, but I can't answer for the men because I can only answer for myself.
We did sail camp.
You know what I learned?
We did.
I learned this because I'm a mother, and I lost a child, and I have the daughter, but she just turned 16. After losing my son, I really didn't get to heal from my story, and I made my mistakes. I can honestly say I'm not perfect, and with my daughter, she just didn't want to talk to me anymore. She blocked me, and then my doctor said, you know what, if you're going to be around somebody who's abusive or putting you down, you don't need them in your life.
Sure.
So it was like, okay, cool. Like, now I understand. Sometimes our psyche wants to say we're a certain thing, but the truth is the reality.
Got to be strong for you. All right, you have another question? Actually, what would you tell your younger self? You're young.
I'm already young, but I would tell myself to be more confident, because I did lack that a little bit when I was younger. Because, you start growing up, you look in the mirror more, and you're like, but yeah, I'd tell myself to just be more confident.
And I got to give you a ton of credit, because I think this is your second week here. And you have been here every day doing content, learning everything about this studio.
Yes,
more than even your major. You didn't know about it, but you're willing to jump in and do. I give you a ton of credit.
Thank you.
And I hope that builds your confidence, because
I'm so glad to be here.
You're just doing an incredible job, and anything that we throw at you, you're good.
Yeah.
And you learn, and you're thinking it through. So thank you for all that you do.
No problem.
All right, next question.
So who's a woman that inspires you on the daily, or you just think about from time to time?
Yeah, good question. Let me know when Chanel gets back on also. Who inspires you daily? That is a good question. I know, I got to think about that one.
Yeah, you have to think about it a little bit.
Daily. I don't think I have just one. It's sort of like when people ask me what's my favorite city. There's never just one, because I like bits and pieces of different people, because I've taken lessons from different people versus just one, because there's nobody you ever fully agree with. So I would say there's a list of different women I like and like what they've done, and some are just family friends, and some are, famous, or, you see out there. Like, I would say when I was in foster care, it would have been the Mormon wife, because she had 9 kids of her own plus me, and made homemade bread, even ground her own wheat and everything. So she was good at keeping everything together and making it look easy. Then I would say for business-wise or attorney-wise, Maria Benencourt. She was always good, would always battle for different things. So there's a list. Or even Wilhelmina Harvey. She was mayor of Key West, was a really nice human being. So it all just depends, because you never agree with anybody, and nobody's perfect. So I can't say I totally look up to somebody fully. It's a matter of certain actions or certain things.
Is it I believe we're our natural healer, and I think that's something that you start learning when you listen, because that's the problem. Some of us are very rebellious and don't want to hear the lesson, and then you get your lesson and you have to learn from it, or you'll do it again. So it's really amazing that a woman can bring herself back up, give herself power, give herself recognition for the good things she's done, and we should motivate each other. It's helpful when you have people who are positive and motivating.
True. All right, Chanel, I think you're back. See if Chanel's back.
Out of the doubt.
You're back. Okay, so did you hear the question?
I did, and the women that inspire me daily. Actually, my oldest is 35. 21.
Who?
And these women, how they
daughters, I think.
today.
I know. Although I find so many of the women I work with inspirational on so many different levels, and they always show up. Like Dawn DeBook has been with us, been with me through this entire journey, and she's always there, and she always shows up.
And she's positive.
And positive. And you, I asked you yesterday, and all my friends, because I consider you all my friends, you guys always show up and support me whenever I need it. So not only do I find J-Lo, who I think is incredible because she's J-Lo, and and everything that she is, because she's grown and she created this empire. Every single one of you are powerful and create your own empires in your own families. So I find you all inspirational.
You know what else I was thinking as Tammy was talking? I've looked at life in a kind of Disney film. Like, Little Mermaid, she wanted to have legs to be able to go to be a human. And then you have Mulan, who went to the war in China to fight for her dad. You have Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, and all these stories, they did come from somewhere that was not a good thing, and the moral of the story turned out good, because as long as you hang in there and you believe in yourself, that's how you get through.
I think my daughter is incredibly inspirational. She picked up and moved her life to D.C. with her, the dog, and the cat to go back to graduate school and work full-time and do it without a partner. And then I look at my mom, who, after my dad passed away, she's actually really thriving, which is incredible. So there's so many, like you said, different parts of people that are truly inspiration when you look at the piece, when you take time to step back and look at it. How about you, Jasmine, from a younger perspective?
Honestly, I would say my mom, because, she's been a single mother for a long time. She does everything, she's so powerful. Like, she's a teacher right now, so all my life she's been doing everything for me, and I'm so thankful. And, I look up to her.
I hear Chanel on the other side. All right, you have another question?
Let's see. Are social media beauty standards evolving for better or worse?
Oh, I got to give you that one, Tammy.
Okay.
Let's put Chanel. Let's do a 3-shot, please.
I would say for most people, they don't understand. Everything on social media isn't true. It isn't real. They don't get that the pictures, most of them are edited. They're using filters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's for the worst when people aren't taught that this isn't reality. Like my version of explaining social media, it's like, I knew growing up that, okay, the women in the magazines, they're airbrushed, they're photoshopped. It's all made to look a particular way.
Exactly.
I think that, my opinion is that My Super Sweet 15 or 16 and the Cribs things on MTV created a generation of girls who they think that, I need this, this, and this, and created a falsehood of what's important. And I think that in social media, a lot of that is the same, because people view that if you don't get so many likes, so many clicks, so many comments, then there's something wrong with you.
And what about for you in social media? Clearly, people who are looking at you are probably judging you, and they shouldn't be, but they probably are.
They
because
do.
that's what people do.
So I don't read the comments.
But this is your business, and I want people to
Yes.
understand that as much as it's you, it is and it isn't.
Because there's two things. You've got Tammy H., the realtor, who is a influencer or a creator, because I'm both. And then you have Tammy Hernandez, the individual and the person. Mm-hmm. And so I think with social media that because everybody gets to be a keyboard warrior and there's no consequences for actions, and you can just totally be mean and nasty to people. I don't care if they're nasty to me, because I have a thick skin. If I didn't, I wouldn't have done this. But I feel bad for, say, the teenage girls or the people who don't have a thick skin, who are taking what everybody's saying as truthful and in their heart, because it's so damaging to people. Like, I would never hurt anybody. I don't post negative comments on anything, even if I don't agree with what's said. I don't have to like it. I can scroll past it.
Right.
But if I read the comments on me, they say that, let's think, I have enough plastic in me that I'm saving the ocean. Well, I'm not. My boobs aren't silicone. They're not silicone. They're sailing. They don't make silicone this large, and that's, a thing. So they don't even understand procedures, or they say, and this is me being honest, they'll say, oh, gee, her doctor should go to jail. I'm thinking, really? My plastic surgeon should go to jail because I wanted this, but yet you have a whole nother demographic that thinks it's okay for them to cut off 15-year-olds' boobs. And that's okay and that's legal and they should be allowed to do that. But a grown woman who's already nursed my children, whose kids are already graduated, they married, have their own careers. There's something wrong with me because this is what I decided to do, to where my doctor should go to jail, but yet they're thinking teenagers can make permanent decisions, because when I'm bored with these, guess what? I could always reduce them.
How about you, Chanel? What do you think about social media? Because you work with a lot of men and women that are reinventing their life. Different demographic. Tammy, you're young. I don't know how young your demographic is, but I'm thinking probably upwards of like my age.
I'm 50. I'll be 50 this
You're
month.
young. I'm almost 60. I know. Oh, it's crazy.
I'm almost 40.
And I'm over 60. So.
But you look at people that are reinventing their life. Are they using social media? Are they judging themselves? Are they holding themselves to a different standard because of it? Or are you helping them not go that route?
Well, it is completely age dependent. The younger women, particularly that I work with, are very influenced by social media, and we have to really work on that so that they can see their own self-worth outside of the camera. But people that haven't grown up with social media, that are more contemporary, early to mid 60s, they're not really effective. It's not really an influence for them.
And Jasmine, for you, do you find everything is social media based? And I call you guys the girls because you guys are being judged or judging others and your appearance. I know, listen, I scroll through, I'm like, heck, I want to look like that. And I try all these different walking challenges. I'm not going to look like that.
Well, I think, beauty standards, they change, and I think God made you the way you are, and I'm just happy with myself, I'm more confident now, and, this is my life, and I'm just going to live it up, Right. Even if social media keeps going and, the beauty standards change, I just going to be myself,
And you're handling a lot of stuff for a young girl. I don't even know how old you are, but you handle a lot of stuff. You're 20.
I'm going to be turning 21 very soon.
Oh, that's right. You're going away for your 21st birthday.
Yes, to Hawaii. So
fun.
I'm going to have so much fun. My other girlfriend is turning 21, so we're going to have
just
the best time. Yeah, just the
Which
two.
island?
Oahu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Pretty.
So.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more of the conversation with just us girls. Stay tuned. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Tammy's pages today at the Brooklyn Cafe TV, or like and follow, subscribe to Amp Media Productions as well. And you can find us. Where are you streaming, Tammy? Tammy
right
H.
now, Tammy H. the Realtor.
Tammy
It's
H. the
easy to
Realtor.
find.
All right, we'll be right back.
You can Google it.
Welcome to Working Nurses Home Care, where your private care is our priority. We provide medical and supportive private duty care all under one agency serving Broward, Palm Beach, and the Treasure Coast. From long-term care and companionship to recovery support, our nurses, therapists, and home health aides are here for you. We accept most major insurances including United Medicare, Aetna, Humana, Oscar, Cigna, and Medicare. Count on us for care that you can trust. Call Broward at 954-916-7458 or Palm Beach at 561-409-0767. Visit us at www.workingnurseshomecare.com. At Working Nurses Home Care, we are here to serve and support.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
Hey, welcome to Texas Roadhouse.
I play chicken with the train, play chicken with the train, train. You know that I play chicken with the train, play chicken with the train, train.
Yeah, hold 'em up. Here we go. All the hicks and chicks be overflown. Big black train coming round the bend. Go. One time.
At Coriander, we bring you simplified yet elevated Indian food, where every spice, every aroma, and every clay oven dish is a celebration of your senses. From the rich warmth of cinnamon and cloves to the depth of turmeric and coriander, our curries are crafted with love, passion, and tradition. Comfort food from across the ocean. Come taste the magic at Coriander. Visit us at 3441 Woolbright Road, Boynton Beach, Florida, or call 561-739-3952 to order today. Coriander, where flavor meets comfort.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape, the perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we are back. All right, we're back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Yes, it looks a little bit different if you're just tuning in. Tammy Hernandez is sitting with me on set. Freddie's out for a few days, and we're just having kind of a conversation with just us girls. We've got Tammy Hernandez, the host of Tammy Time. Karen Sierra Velez, who works with us here at the studio for many years. Jasmine, what is your last name?
Jasmine DeLagula.
Jasmine
It's
DeLagula.
supposed to be like Jasmine in a Spanish way, but I just say it like Jasmine DeLagula.
Jasmine DeLagula is a new producer at the studio. And Pamela Chanel David, who is the host of The Reinvented Life and the creator of the Reinvented Life Network, is here with us from, where are you, San Francisco still, Marin County?
San Francisco.
I know, your audio is still kind of choppy. If you take your phone, you might be able just to turn it horizontal. And if it's not, it's a lock screen, and then we'll just kind of figure that out. All right, so I want to ask, I know Jasmine has more questions. Do you think women's health gets swept under the rug more? Do you think we ignore more of the health issues, or do you think it's just we don't discuss it?
I think that with doctors, they tend to ignore some of the stuff we say. So we're predisposed to not pay attention to things, or a lot of women put themselves last because you've got the kids, you've got the work, you got to get more things done because the men tend to go to work, come home, and expect you to have dinner and everything ready.
I would think we probably push it aside a lot until you can't.
Until there's an emergency.
Until there's an emergency, right. And then you're running around trying to get everything figured out and what to do, and is the timing right? Like I just had a procedure a few weeks ago, and the timing happened to fall right exactly where I needed it to fall. But the planning of it before I knew that, I thought, well, I've got the big fundraiser on this date, and I've got this on that date, and we've got on-location shoots on these 3 days. And you were sitting with me on a shoot when I got some results back.
Right.
But yet you have to smile and go about everything you've got to do. We don't have to, but we do as women, as if nothing just happened, and keep showing up and then figuring it out behind the scenes.
With a smile.
With a smile, right? And you were there with me going through it. And fortunately, everything worked out. But when you're going through it, you're thinking, how can I just keep showing up? But we do. And I don't know if men, I can't even want to generalize it, if they do. I guess some do, some don't. But I think as a whole, as women, we hide everything that's going on in our lives. But yet maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should be more open and transparent.
But the reason why we don't is because when you do say what's going on, or if you are upset, you have the man saying, oh, you're just being dramatic. There's nothing really wrong. You're okay.
We're just always hormonal.
Yeah. Or is it that time of the month?
We're just always hormonal.
I love it when you're told, oh, is it that time of the month? I'm like, no, it's not. You're just not being very nice.
I know. Chanel, what do you think? Oh, you're not there? All right.
Or it's we're hungry.
Or we're hungry.
I'm moody when I'm hungry. I'll be the first to say that.
What do you think? Women's health. How about you? Let's start with you because you've got some things you go through.
Well, I am type 1 diabetic, so as a woman, I do have to be on top of it with my health and stuff like that. So it is very important to have a good doctor to go to. So, I mean, I've been through a lot of doctors. It can be hard in Florida to find a good doctor that takes your insurance and stuff like that. So I do feel like the women's health, it could be more better. Like,
but even yesterday, you had to go home. I wish you had come and told me instead of texting me that you had left, because
I know,
just knowing that I worry about you all.
Yeah.
I would have been like, we would have given you a ride home. I knew you didn't have a car or find someone to help you what you needed, but you didn't. You just, you did your own. We had a producer once. We made pizza on the set at our old studio, and they made it with like pine nuts and whatever it was, a pesto pizza. And the girl ended up being allergic to what was in the pesto.
Oh.
We didn't know. And next thing we know is she's gone. She drove herself to the hospital with a reaction from the pine nuts. And it reminded me of what you did yesterday. And she said, I didn't want to bother you guys. You were on air. But again, this is business. This is not personal. We are all here to support each other.
Yeah.
So next time, and hopefully there isn't one, just let us know so we can worry about you, or we can take care of you.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for a woman to just like blurt out what's going on. We try to keep it inside, and we try to do it ourselves,
Not this one. This one blurts it out, which I'm glad about. You wear your heart on your sleeve.
So I have learned the past 36 years in my story and my movie and my personality and in every way, I'm not one to stay quiet when it comes to something wrong. Like if I see something wrong, I'm gonna point it out and I'll talk about it. And then when I see stuff wrong with me, I change what I know would make me better. But with health, I haven't done my physical health checkup in a long time, and I guess it's because I get scared of the doctors. I've had trauma in the hospitals, and it's just not fun if you're gonna get a negative answer or a result. But it is, I do feel like taking care of yourself is really important, because we are our own best doctors.
What do you think about mental health? Mental health awareness. Chanel, you're back. You're back? Okay, I wasn't sure if you were alive. Okay. Women's mental health. Well, we were talking about how we don't discuss what's going on. And even for you, I said to you one day, why are you doing your show from the stairs? And there was a reason you were doing it from your stairs, because physically you couldn't get upstairs.
That's right. And oftentimes we want things to look a certain way. And as you were saying, not show the full picture. And that is the biggest problem that women face. Let's show up on. I was on the stairs, not any longer. There and
So she was on the stairs because she was having some problems with movement, and you had fallen, and you were there. And instead of saying, I can't do my show, you literally, I think, had your phone on the bottom of your staircase. I don't know. And then you look back, and I think at the end of life, do we look back and say, why did I do that? Because I should have shown up for me more. Or is that part of us showing up for us of where we are, and we feel like we can't? I don't know. Jay, I should bring you into the conversation with the mic. There's so many questions, I think, like at the end of our lives, we look back and say, I should have worked more, I should have worked less, I should have been there for my family. Or do you go, you know what? I think I did everything I wanted to do the way I wanted to do it at that time in life, right? Because what you do at this point is different than what I would do at 20, for sure.
Yeah. It all evolves and changes.
Right? Jay's going to get a mic. Chanel, what do you think? Did I lose you?
Yeah, I think we lost her again.
Okay. So what do you think? When you look back on life, has it been everything, the things that you could control, has it been everything you wanted it to be?
For the most part. I could say there's probably a few places I have yet to see that I want to. Spending more time with people who are important to you when you can, because if you never know, tomorrow isn't promised. So that's why I live with treating everyone how I want to be treated, because I don't ever want to be the reason somebody's upset. So I try not to hurt anyone. But a lot of people don't care because they're self-absorbed. They don't see past themselves.
So. What do you think, Karen?
I believe that's true. And I've just seen, like, we're our own heroes. And and any time when my life was going wrong, I knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel. There's this rainbow comes out after the storm. There's the sunshine always is bright, and the next day you always get a new opportunity. So live today to the fullest and enjoy. And self-care is very important as well.
Now Jay's coming to the conversation. I feel like we got to catch her up on all of these. I feel like we just do like a speed round on asking Jalen the questions.
I'm not sure what's going on, but you wanted me to join, so here I am.
I want you to join. Do you think as a woman we don't share outwardly what's going on inwardly?
Yes.
We hide it a lot more than guys do.
Mm-hmm.
I should ask Andrew. Andrew, do men kind of just share it? Are you always as happy-go-lucky?
I think it depends on the man. I think some men just aren't like there yet, which it just depends on how you're raised, really. I was raised by my mom more than my dad, so maybe that's it. But
I think that might be part of it.
But yeah, I think it just depends on the guy.
But he's one in a million.
He is. He definitely is. So what's it like for you?
In terms of like
social media.
I'm like never on.
You're not on social media.
Like
okay.
Women's I have health. It, but I don't use it.
So you don't judge. You don't judge yourself based on social media standards.
No.
That's awesome. How about women's health? Do you not take care of yourself, or do you hide it?
Yeah, I probably
What's going
don't.
on?
But that's not like, I don't think that's a woman thing. It's just like a procrastination thing and like a social thing of other stuff, insurance, everything like that. It's a bunch of stuff. But I'm a huge advocate for women's health because I think a lot of women's issues aren't treated the same, or like they are not treated as seriously as they probably are, pain, other things like that. It's kind of not looked down upon, but it's not taken as seriously as other things. I don't know. But yeah.
You think about every month
and just
what women go through, right?
Yeah.
What, from a young age, girls, right? 12, 13, all the way until 50s, usually, what you're going through. But yeah, you're expected. And we do, to be empowered, we're expected to show up and get through it and pretend we're not in pain. And if you call out sick, it's like, do you call out sick every month? Or what do you do? There's so many but we're half the human population, so we all just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be taken more seriously.
And I think maybe that's part of why we don't share. It probably goes all the way back to that, because you can't share that all the time. So you kind of just suffer in silence, and then we feel like this is our calling. We just suffer in silence.
I was just thinking that.
Right.
Well,
she's laughing, but we do.
Yeah, it's true. Women, I feel like women, we put on a mask, and we build ourselves up with our kindness and how we take care of ourselves, and it's amazing. I think women are very powerful in the world too, because a woman is more of a multitasker, and guys only think of one thing, and we're like taught how to accept everybody, how to treat everybody with kindness, how to be around positive people, how to not look back on the errors and keep going forward.
But also, yeah, and also just to be like.
So a health issue. Okay, we all know that I'm half blind in this eye from a detached retina. Okay, so prime example.
Yeah, but no one would know that looking at you.
I know, but you want to know I could have had my vision restored better on it. Prime example. Out on the boat with the kids and my ex, and all of a sudden I say something's wrong. My vision's weird in the eye, and Jim's comment to me was, "Oh, you always have problems seeing, bad vision." So we continue from Key West. We at Orlando because we're taking the kids to Universal, and then we're doing quadding and everything. So I get to where I checked into the hotel at Universal, trying to watch the new Harry Potter movie in 3D. And I'm still like, the vision's just getting worse. And so I'm there, and Matthew says, when I'm complaining that it doesn't work, "You silly. You have to have two eyes to use the glasses for a 3D movie since you said your one's not." So I call my friend whose husband's a neuroradiologist, because then I'm Googling what can cause you to go half blind in an eye. So the two things I Googled, detached retina or brain tumor. So I call and I say, "Well, I either have this or that." Okay. So wound up we had brought up Kino sandals for Susie, and they were out of town, so we were dropping them off. So we pick up the RV, because this is an RV trip after Universal.
Imagine Tammy in an RV.
Yes. So, it was, yes. So then we get to Mount Dora. My friend's husband, the neuroradiologist, Mike, tells me, "Go to any eye doctor." So we went to Walmart, and I'd only been to Walmart, I think, once in my life, because we don't have one in Key West. We're closer to Cuba than Walmart. So
Is that crazy? That's crazy.
I walk into the Walmart's eye doctor's office, and I say, "I just need you to dilate my eye to tell me if I have a detached retina or not, because otherwise I got to go back to South Beach for them to do a thing," because that's where they lived, Mike lived, to fix wherever I'm half blind. So then the kids are all shopping for our camping trip we're going on in the RV to go riding quads in Georgia and Tennessee while I'm getting my eye dilated. So the doctor says, "Oh, yeah, you have a detached retina." Okay, but here it is. We're talking 7 days after my initial thing, because my other half said, "Oh, your vision's always been bad." So then they did surgery on me at the Retina Institute up there. And we rode the RV to the eye doctor to have the surgery. He calls the kids on the way. And my friend Kelly, because I was bringing her mom the boots, the Kino sandals, and she says, "Oh, we have a problem." But it's finally not her or her sister, because her and her sister have killed the fish, killed a dog, and all this stuff. It's Tammy this time. She was so happy because they're from Key West. Say, "No, it's Tammy. She has a detached retina," because there's always a problem.
Well, what did you do?
They did emergency surgery.
You went back to Miami Beach.
No,
you did it in Orlando.
No, Mount Dora.
Mount Dora.
Emergency surgery there. Jim calls the boys, tell them, "Pack up your stuff, we're leaving." They dumped me off at Susie and Bobby's house, who are up north in Massachusetts. And so I'm with Frida, the 80-year-old who survived the in Germany, World War II. Yeah, she survived that. She's there, her, and then Kelly and Annie in charge of me. And so I had to keep my head like this because they put a Castro bubble in it to hold it for 3 weeks. Wow. So yeah,
no one would know. No one would look at you and know.
Yeah,
How does that happen?
Car crash.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't show up right away.
I see.
Wow. So fluid built behind it, so they've corrected it as good as it can be. So yeah, but yeah, they continued on the trip, and then I'm stuck there in the house because I couldn't sit in an RV like this to go to Georgia.
All right, Jay. So what would you tell your younger self as a woman?
Yourself, I don't know. I feel like in my brain I am my younger self. Like I'm just, but like just older, like constantly learning and whatever. But like, I don't know what I would tell my younger self because it is me. I don't know.
Then I guess the next question is, how do we change it or make it better for the next generation of women?
Add more advocacy for it, more people talking about it, more people who care about it, stuff like that.
Say we started a campaign, what would it be?
I guess we talk to women that are about to go into womanhood about how not to just keep it in, and it's okay to
I think it just starts with talking about it.
Yeah, be open.
And then
I think we should be more open.
And through that comes action. So like, more women in the medical field, which is already happening. Debunking like stereotypes of society, because we live in a patriarchy. So a lot of women's stuff has been, I think, skewed in a direction that's like not really true, mostly because that viewpoint hasn't really been held in high regard in aspects. So, doing things to try to fix that skew, which is hard to do, especially, now, women's ideas. And I mean, for a long time, their ideas, their anything has been kind of looked down upon or stolen or, changed around, anything like that. So we have to, stand more up for ourselves. Don't let people take that away, turn it into something else and stuff like that.
Opening the conversation and being more authentic, which is why I try, and I try not to overshare, but I do share, especially with you guys in here, what's going on, because I hope that by being open and sharing with what goes on, that you feel comfortable to have the conversations with whoever it is. Not that it even has to be with me, but just not to know that you're not going through this alone.
Right.
Whatever it is, because we can't go through anything alone in life. We need our friends. We need the women supporting us. We need the guys supporting us. Everyone should support. And in our studio, I feel we're very fortunate because we've got Andrew and Freddie, and we've got the guys in here are really great guys. Even Josh when he's around. No, they're really great guys. They're sensitive. I mean, he's ultra sensitive, Josh. Right? You got to love him.
Well, I was raised, what's the worst thing that could happen? If you ask a question, ask for something, or say something, what's the worst thing that could happen? You can't get in trouble for it. If you ask for something, the worst thing that happens, you're told no. Worst thing, if you ask a question about, I feel this way, what should I do? You could be told. The person generally say they don't know, or ask someone else, or refer you to somebody. So my main thing is to tell people, don't be scared to ask, because what's the worst thing? You get referred to somebody else? Because
it's about changing the culture. It's about changing the workplace culture for sure, which is, I know, what Freddie and I really try to foster here.
Changing all of the culture,
is to change the culture. And you can always start with you. We can't start with anybody else. You leaving? Okay. With anybody else, but you hope it's the ripple effect, that one pebble goes to the next and it changes the culture, and hopefully then you guys become more open and feeling that it is a supportive environment.
So I'm I'm very musical, and I have a lot of like lyrics that I record in my head. And as we're talking, I think of Sarah Bareilles' songs "Brave." She's like, "Say what you want to say, and let the world calm down. I want to see you be brave." And I feel like nowadays the woman has a voice, and she can say what's wrong, and she can change, she can switch, she can move, and and it's a way that nowadays we inspire one another more. Like women, not every woman goes through what we have to go through in life, so just hearing the stories and being able to be around positive energies is really nice.
But everyone goes through something. I think. Do we have Chanel back by any chance?
Well,
I think she
I've
kept dropping off.
noticed, because we talked about social media, we've talked about different
there she is. Okay.
things. So I was raised where I was never told I couldn't do anything a man couldn't do. I drove my grandfather and my father's commercial fishing boats. I've passed my GC exam, stood on job sites with my pink hard hat and my pink work boots. But what I have discovered because I meet a lot of social media influencers, and the social media influencers, the younger girls, they don't value learning things. They think I'm pretty, I deserve certain things. And that's why that podcast I was on, the people were so much like, because one of the girls they couldn't name 3 countries. And they named 2 continents, though, as a country. But my thing is that when I hear the 20-some-year-old, they don't have a life plan. They have no real goals or achievements. They're just, oh, I'm pretty, and so blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, so.
But yeah, it's interesting because that's definitely not, like, I think women like that, or just because it's everywhere, social media popular, it gives a bad rap for like our generation, because people think that we're lazy or we're not smart and we don't know anything. But we're actually like one of the most educated generations ever. A lot of us go to college, a lot of us do well in school, we go to grad school. Maybe that's just because society told us that's what we needed to do and we listened, but also like a lot of us want to achieve higher goals in life. Certain people don't want to do that. But yeah, I think it's very interesting because, I mean, especially women, even if there are women like that who might come across as not very smart or educated, a lot of women who are pretty, who are, maybe in that sphere of social media or whatever, are very multifaceted, very talented, very educated, very smart. And yeah, I think that just goes to show, like, I think how much women have to be considered like good enough for whatever it is.
Chanel, are you still around? Nope.
I know. All right. Well, even like with the younger man generation, we'll say. Okay, because everybody went to college to be a, the tech people. Yeah. Okay, but now you have AI that's now taking over those positions. Or say medical or whatnot. Right. So statistically, for every 5 people retiring now out of, say, a welder, electrician, plumber, contractor, or construction worker, there's only 1 person going in to fill that. Okay, so that means 5 years from now, do you know what they're going to cost per hour? They're going to cost you $500 per hour for those type of professions. So we're in a shortage.
It's harder for your generation because finding a career path.
Yeah. But the thing is that like you have the get out of school early, where to go have a job, like on the job training, because they do it in different things. You could go literally sit there in high school, get off early for the last 2 years, be an apprentice for a somebody, because not everybody is cut out for college. They could go
Trade school,
and
sure.
be an apprentice. You don't even have to do a tech school in the state of Florida. Go and be an apprentice for 2 years. You can work under a contractor, a plumber, an electrician, or a welder. Get your college credits in, take the state exam afterwards, and open your own company. And then, because do you know what a master plumber? So a plumber, okay, they bill out at $2.50 an hour. Do you know what they're paying their employees? If it's just a brand new employee, $20 an hour. If you have your plumbing thing and have been doing it for 5 years and know how to do it, you're at $50 an hour. The person who owns the company is still clearing $200 an hour off of that. So say you have 10 employees at $200 and you're making $200 an hour. How much is that a day off somebody else's work?
I guess it depends on what their overhead is and how many hours they really have. But I do feel for your generation, you have, the world is your oyster. You can choose anything, truly like Barbie. You can be anything you want to be. You just got to figure out what you want to be. And that's going to change as you go through life.
And if you open a woman's own business, you're entitled to government contracts and everything beforehand because you're considered a minority.
But you can truly be, which is crazy in itself.
I know.
That half the businesses are women-owned, so we're all minorities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it's good when
a woman
you're-
of color, right? You're
Yeah.
double minority, a Hispanic
Single
woman.
mother, yeah.
So many things. But it's just deciding what you want to be and going for it and getting rid of the noise. But I couldn't get rid of the noise when I was your age. I can try to get rid of the noise now.
What did I do? I had...
When I was your guys' age?
Yeah, I think, at least for me personally, things feel like heavy in general, just like the world, whatever, to the point where I think it's kind of forced or pushed me enough to be like, I don't care anymore. So
Stop
like
watching the news.
Exactly. But like, no, like I don't care anymore in the fact of like what somebody else would say about
Right.
something, or like if I want to do it, just do it. I'm very much like that. And like I'm a person that's like, if I want to buy something, just do it. You'll make money. It's okay. Like, who cares? But yeah, yeah.
Just do it. How about you?
Just do it.
Just do it, Nike says.
Yeah, just you gotta go for it and be confident. You know, you gotta put yourself out there, and you'll find bigger opportunities. You know,
When window opens, right? You find the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so proud of you. I told you at the beginning of the show, Jay's been with us a long time, and I mean, she can run this place on her own. She and Andrew pretty much, they know every wire in this studio. And you've jumped in 2 feet in 2 weeks, and it's just remarkable.
Yeah.
And Jalen will tell you, we have a lot of
Yes, thank you.
crew that come through here.
A lot.
And not many jump in like you do. So we are
Well,
grateful.
yeah.
And it's
kind of crazy.
It's better for us, and it's better for you.
Yeah.
Because you really get to learn everything.
I think I grew a lot because I used to be like super, super shy. Like if you put me in front of a camera, I'm like, you know, but I think I grew a lot from that, you know. So I really love growing and being more confident and being more open and finding bigger opportunities.
You're
I
doing
love
great
it.
things, and you've overcome so much. I'm so grateful for you every day.
I have definitely grown from a tough love experience, and I've also grown a lot from loss. And I think the best way this world would work is if we just accept each other and we, inspire one another and be positive, because not all of us have the same upbringing. Some of us are in foster care, are orphans, are adopted, or there's all kinds of stories. But I feel like we're all learning from each other, because life is definitely a learning lesson. And when you're silent and you listen, it starts making sense. I learned my past behavior was an open book, put everything out there. And then I got really hurt. And then, it made me crazy. And then I was like, no, you're not that person. You're this. And, you have to find that healing power in yourself as well. Because I've had to be my own mother, my own father, my whatever, and I've learned, okay, don't do this, don't say that. But it's not like something you just get it. It takes practice and time.
It takes practice. Wow. What a great conversation.
Yeah.
What else you got? Anything else? Any other questions you got?
No, I can't think of any.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Fresh perspectives from all different generations, all different ages. Chanel, I'm sorry we lost you. We got to get the connection better, but you can tune in on Thursdays to the Reinvented Life Show. She talks about reinventing your life at all different steps of the way. It's season 6 for her, and she's pretty authentic about what she's gone through in her health struggles and weight, and even what's happened after the change in weight, how it affects your body. A lot of good things, a lot of great information, and so much what I get to love about this studio is to watch the producers. And some of you all who watch call them interns, but these young minds, they are our future. And to hear what they have to say and to give them an opportunity to be authentically who they are and step into their power and change their generation and the generations that follow, it's one of the gifts, as well as being authentic, that I love to share on this platform that we have right here at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. So thank you all for joining us. Tammy, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And Andrew, thank you for being one of the good ones. And Freddie, we miss you. Have a wonderful weekend, Freddie, while you're away. All the best. And everyone, have a great day. We'll see you later.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.